What is up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video, another episode of Everybody Hates Black Men. I am your host, Edward Anderson. Today we are talking Megan Thee Stallion. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not even going to waste your time with the clickbait. I do not like Megan Thee Stallion. I really do not. I'm really going back and forth. I'm really going back and forth between which person do I like least, Megan Thee Stallion or Malika Andrews. But and depending on what type of day it is, depending on is which one I don't like more. But I'm just gonna let you know, if you're a Megan fan, you're a Megan stan, this ain't gonna be the video for you. I don't even want to waste your time, so you can be mad and leave a comment. But Megan Thee Stallion is in the news for something that I think is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to tell you, you know who Tory Lanez reminds me of? Tory Lanez, when I think of Tory Lanez, I think of Shine Poe. You know, he infamously served 10 years in prison or around that time because of the gun shooting, gun possession in a club with Diddy. And you see what Diddy's having to deal with now. And Shine got deported once he got out of jail, which I understand the legalese as far as why he got deported, but I think I just don't agree with that. I think I'm like, if you're gonna deport him, then you might as well just send him out in the first place. But that's another story for another day. But as far as Megan Thee Stallion is doing something, like I said, is absolutely ridiculous. She requested and gotten a 5-year restraining order for against Tory Lanez. And I'm going to read this article. I've already read it, so I can kind of go through it. But, I was originally not going to cover this story. But since she got the restraining order, I'm going to cover it because it was a rumor she was trying to get it. And I'll give my thoughts on it once we go through it. And then we'll go through a video that the Joe Budden Show, go through some audio that the Joe Budden Show did. And we will comment on that. So let's jump right into it. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check in with a like. Check out with a comment. Let me know what you think about this. But Megan Thee Stallion has been granted 5-year restraining order against Tory Lanez. According to court documents obtained by People, the rapper, who's 29 years old, real name Megan Pete, was granted a restraining order against 32-year-old Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson. Wow, Daystar. I ain't even gonna front. That's a cool name. I wouldn't want the name, but that's a cool name. Through January 2030. Judge Richard Bloom confirmed the order on Thursday, January 9th in the Superior Court of California, Los Angeles County, after Meg had sustained burden of proof in a compelling case. This is the day before all of the fires started in California, by the way. According to reporter Nancy Dillon, the judge cited several uncontroverted facts, including conduct that culminated in Tory Lanez shooting approximately 5 rounds at a petitioner that resulted in injury. So basically referring to the other case. I feel, this is from Megan Thee Stallion, I feel like he'll shoot me again. Maybe this time I won't make it, Megan said in court. The order is based on unlawful violence, a credible threat of violence, or stalking, the court docs states. Megan had filed a restraining order against Tory Lanez on December 17th, told you it was a couple of weeks ago, requesting the LA Superior Court judge prevent Lanez from allegedly harassing Megan from prison through third parties while he serves 10-year jail sentence. Despite being sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting Miss Pete, Mr. Peterson continues to subject her to repeated trauma and re-victimization. The court documents continue. Lanez responded to the suit on December 24th, accusing Megan of weaponizing the justice system in his own complaint. When celebrities with millions of dollars and backed by large corporations disagree with free speech or opinions, they weaponize the justice system, failing to understand that they are public figures who voluntarily catapulted themselves into the limelight, unable to deal with the controversy and public opinions. The document reads in part. Meghan and Lane's complicated history dates back to July 2020 when he shot Megan Stallion. At least he was convicted of it. I don't believe that happened. In the incident that took place in Hollywood Hills. Lane's was charged with one felony count, each assault with semi-automatic firearm, personal use of a firearm, carrying a loaded unregistered firearm in vehicle in October. So let's jump back into this. I'm going to keep it real with you. So I'm going to give my thoughts on this, and then we'll jump into the video with Joe Budden. Meghan is clearly doing this because she's trash. And when I say she's trash, her music is not hitting like that. And you got to remember, Meghan is 29 years old. Glorilla, Lotto, all these other rappers are younger than her. I think, I'm not sure, but I think Cardi B is like a couple of years older than her, but Cardi B has kind of established. Cardi B has her money. She has her endorsements. She's fine. If she don't make more music, she'll be fine. She made her money. Meghan has not made her money. I think the best money Meghan made was her twerking for Kamala Harris. And I'm being very serious about that. But the thing that really annoys me about this is this man is in jail. This man is in jail. It's not, yes, I guess in court it showed that he shot her. So I got to say that. But the reality is that this is a typical, if he was white, he wouldn't be in jail. I'm telling you that right now. And the thing about it is, for Meghan to sit here and do all of this to a dude that's in jail, which is going to pretty much probably him his ability to make music, I don't believe she proved that he's harassed her through third parties. Because how can you, here's my thing. Wouldn't you get the restraining order on the third parties then? Because how can you penalize him for what other people are doing? Let's say that this quote-unquote harassment continues. How are you going to penalize him or convict him for what other people are doing? That doesn't make any sense for a restraining order. And every time, nobody really is sweating Megan Thee Stallion like that unless Torey Lanez comes out of her mouth. And I would have said straight up, look, if you want, cool, we'll give you we will give you the restraining order. But you can't mention Tory Lanez as long as the restraining order is in effect or as long as he's in jail. So as long as he's in jail, you can't mention his name. This goes both ways. And I bet you Tory Lanez would have went along with that. This goes both ways. And I bet you she wouldn't want to say that. This is a typical one-sided conversation where she literally went on Gayle King or talked about how she lied on Gayle King about sleeping with him. I can go into why she's a bad person. That stuff has been well documented, like for real. So I'm not even going to go into all of that. I'm going to stick to just this. But ultimately, this chick, man, she has gotten away with so much. And I'm going to be real with you. Outside of the allegations that Jay-Z has had, generally I was a fan of Jay-Z. But I'm going to be honest, this is actually starting to have me sour on Jay-Z. Because she can't do all of this without him. And I'm not saying he probably was the one to get the restraining order, but the reality is Jay-Z has allowed her to screw over the person that actually founded her and gave her the opportunity to rap. Because Jay-Z didn't care who she was before she was already known because of what that guy did. I forget his name. Tory Lanez, she had a couple of hot songs, fine. But the reality is Tory Lanez has made her more sustainable. It wasn't, Nicki Minaj was really supposed to bow out, and she hasn't. And honestly, Meghan cannot make good music. She makes a hit here or there, but the reality is she is not a sustainable artist. And the only reason why she's even relevant, this is why all of her music videos have to basically be low-key soft porn videos. because nobody's really sweating what the music is. So you get a buzz, and when she can't get a buzz, she basically goes towards Tory Lanez, always mentioning Tory Lanez. Either I lied about the Tory Lanez case as far as that she slept with him. I mean, why would she do that? Why? Because she needed a buzz, or this is a publicity stunt to yet do another buzz. She will keep mentioning Tory Lanez, keep so-called being victimized by Tory Lanez, because this is the only time she can get social media buzz. Her tickets are not selling like that, and I probably will do a deep dive. I got to go through people that cover this better than me as far as the musical industry, and I'm going to do a deep dive over what her career is. Anyway, so with that being said, we're going to jump into the next one where we are going to cover another video. We're going to cover something else. We're going to cover Joe Budden's video and what Joe Budden had to say, and we're just going to cover the audio. So let's jump into this and let's see what the Joe Budden show has to say about this.
You can understand why Meg did that?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Filed a restraining order.
Yeah, of course.
While the nigga's in prison, saying that she's afraid that he'll shoot her again, and the next time she'll end up dead.
Oh, I don't know about that part.
What are we talking about here, man? Like you want the niggas in jail? Like
I can answer.
Like the nigga that digger dead? No,
it's up for.
One thing I want to say, I want to be real clear here, is if Tory Lanez really cared, if Tory Lanez really wanted to get at Meghan that bad, to the for real, a restraining order ain't gonna do nothing. I don't know why you think Meghan's she's supposed to have security, famous. If you really that worried, a restraining order ain't gonna do nothing. I don't know what you think a restraining order is gonna do if she really want to get at you like that. That's how I know this is a game for real. And Meghan, that's one of the things that makes me mad about Meghan is the type of chick that plays games, and Meghan's the type of chick that when stuff don't go her way, she want to just pout like a child. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. I very much believe Meghan is way more violent than Tory Lanez. Like, for real.
Ever.
And I'm gonna say this too, and I'm gonna be real. I wouldn't be surprised that her friend is gonna be. I think if Tory Lanez gets out of jail and Tory Lanez doesn't get deported, it's the end of her career. It's going to be the end of her career. Like, I promise you. Because I think a lot of stuff is going to come out. And you can't really do nothing to him. Like for real. And I actually low-key think this is what this restraining order is about too. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is going to be a pretext to try to muffle, if he does get out of jail, to try to muffle his ability to speak on her. And I didn't think about that till just now, but let's see what they got to say.
No, not just that. Let's say hypothetically you saying it's about me. Because a restraining order, you can't say nothing, you can't do none of that.
Exactly. And I didn't even, and I promise you I did not look at this video. I love it how that comes together, man.
Ish. I'm surprised at you.
Why?
It's overkill. First of all, the conflicting story, she's been caught lying. Like, it's overkill. Now, like, just let that
another one
die to me.
She can't let it die for a couple of reasons. Number one, ain't nobody really sweating her like that. If Meghan could really she tried to make another WAP. That failed. People forget that. She made that song, the China song or Asian song, the Tokyo song, copying Nicki Minaj, by the way. That had a little buzz for like maybe a couple of weeks, but that ain't no hot girl summer. She made the song, because I already talked about it, that disgusting song, not the song, but the music video with blood gorging out of the black man's neck. I don't care. Y'all want to talk about some Jennifer. I don't care. I don't care if you want to talk about that other chick. I don't care. Like, for real. Glorifying black male violence. Like, for real. And I don't want to hear it about no King Von. I wasn't a fan of King Von either. So y'all supported him. So don't try to say, well, like, as if it's a whole bunch of black men holding King Von up. King Von is gone. So y'all can say that. She ain't. So, but yeah, I didn't think about that just now. It is overkill, but also I believe her career is over. If he's able to freely speak on her, I believe her career is over. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. Tory Lanez a very creative guy. I already know what he's gonna do. He's gonna he don't gotta speak on her. He don't gotta say her name. He can create a magical character. He can create a white woman. He can create a magical character that looks nothing like Meghan, ain't got nothing to do with Meghan, and everybody's gonna know who he's talking to. So unless you say that Tory Lanez can't speak about women or anything, there's no way that he may not physically be able to say her, but it won't matter. Everybody's already gonna know who he's talking about.
The exact same boat. Let that shit go.
It's overkill.
Y'all crazy as hell.
Ice, come on, Ice. Yo, they have it that she lied on the stand. Allegedly, she lied to Gayle. Right? People has come out and she haven't been condemned. Oh, she has, but she has. I'm sorry, man. She has, but it's still like it's overkill to me. It's like now you holding on to the last straw, which seems like it makes you relevant, which is the Tory Lanez situation. Like you Meg the Stallion, go make some music, go dance on top of the Empire State Building or something. Do something that's gonna make us say, "Oh, Meg, ask Joe, go put some billboards up or something."
Understand that stuff is gonna look goofy as she gets older. You got to remember, every year, like Tory Lanez, him being old, if he can get out before first of all, people gonna want that album. Unless he in there till he 40. I mean, he's supposed to serve 10 years. I think he already served 2. So I believe he gonna get out early. And when he does, people gonna want that album. Megan Thee Stallion is not Nicki Minaj. So let's keep it real. Megan does not have that kind of shelf life. And they are gonna get tired of paying her. They are going to get tired of paying her all this money for these endorsements and stuff. And who knows what happens with Jay-Z. And like I said, I'm generally not on team anti-Jay-Z. And I'm not going to act like I'm going to get on it now. But I'm really sour on Jay-Z because of her. Like, for real. I really am.
Man. Like, leave it alone. They're making albums in jail. He may get deported to Canada. He can't come over.
Which may be not deported anymore. So,
yeah,
might be all right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucked up.
Shit, he coming home.
He coming home.
American.
I don't know why. I just
Bro,
don't
when victims do that, like they take that shit to the fullest extent. Every chance I get,
but victim is subjective. I'm sorry, Ice. It's who's
women do that, because if men were doing that, men would get clowned. Women do that. And quite frankly, I ain't even gonna put all women. I'm just gonna say straight up, like, we just talk about her right now.
Whose side you believe? And we're not gonna get into
in this particular instance.
I don't want to take away from her experience and what she's experienced. Look shady from the jump when you look at it, even with the court case. And he didn't go to jail for that, but public perception.
I don't care about public perception. That's
Got you.
I care about
so
what
then
is.
now, on top of that, I think that it's making it worse.
You don't have to care about public perception, but she's in the public perception business. Public perception affects her money. And the reality is, you haven't seen her on other people's songs. There's a lot of people that don't want to be associated with her because, I mean, Jay-Z's over Roc Nation. He can't even put her up with artists within that group. There's a reason you ain't really seen her. She's basically, she's dropping a song here or there. Where's the album at? There's a reason. Number one, a lot of these chicks don't put out good music. If you compare any of these chicks to a Nicki Minaj album and just say that's the standard, I'm gonna keep it real with you. If you take Nicki Minaj out of the paint and Iggy Azalea, none of these chicks exist if Iggy Azalea wouldn't have crashed out. Like, straight up. I would argue Cardi really wouldn't exist like that. Meghan none of them would exist. They would just funnel it all through her. Maybe they have one black chick because you'd have to have one. But other than that, most of these folks wouldn't exist. And if you don't believe me, look at Saweetie. They hot until they not. And when they not, you don't hear nothing about them. You ain't heard nothing about Lori Harvey. Y'all could say they living their best life all they want to, but a lot of these people feed off of fame.
Doing that. I think the documentary that she put out, it looked a certain way because it looked like that she orchestrated when she wanted to react to it's just a lot.
Another one.
I feel like she should just let it go.
Did you watch the documentary?
No.
What?
But I read on it. Thank you for, I read on it. When they said that, when Tory Lanez got found guilty was a different time than when she found out that he was guilty. And it seemed like she was watching it in real time. That was something that was going around on the internet. You know what I mean? But just let the nigga live. He in jail.
I mean, it looks crazy. It really does. For somebody to be in jail and you talk about, I feel like he could, if he really wanted to, you're not, you, to say that I feel like he could and I won't make it. I'm like, if he really wanted to shoot you, you would have been dead. Like, for real. Like, you really act like, man, oh man. And normally I try to be more, non-biased when it comes to this, but she really gets on my nerves, man.
Yeah.
No. I want to make your life a living
accusations. These are not accusations. This is false.
Every chance I get, I'm going to remind you what you did, and I'm not letting it go.
Got you. Okay.
And that's all right.
You a fool, and I'm gonna tell you why you a fool. First of all, you assuming that he did it. That's number one. Cause she act like she don't know. And then she went and just homed in on him. That's first thing. But even outside of that, what you not understanding is this ain't no one-way street. He can deal with her without a restraining order. Like I said, he can create a magical character and everybody's going to know who he's talking about. He can get around that law. He don't got to see her. He ain't got to mention her name. He ain't got to mention anything about her. And it's going to bother her because if he brings up any woman, he's going to know. He could even make up a man and everybody's going to know. The reality of the situation is when he gets out of jail, what they really trying to do is stop him from making an album. That's really what they trying to do. Cause even if he don't make an album on her and he do other stuff, because Tory Lanez knows how to put music together. The anticipation, it is like the Will Smith slap and the Chris slapping Chris Rock, and that anticipation of that stand up after. And the reality is he probably could put out an album that ain't got nothing. He could probably put 1 or 2 albums that ain't got nothing to do with Meghan, and then the third one bring her up or do what I just said. The reality is that if she man, but for this dude's a goof. This dude's a goofball. And I don't know if he's just having that so they can just debate it, so they don't just agree, so they need to have something to talk about. But he a goofy, because that's not even how it works in hip hop. What he's talking about, whoever's talking about, yeah, man, I'm gonna remind you what you did. He got to get out sometime, and so when he get out, what, you gonna be a victim now all over again? Like, man.
You take this civilian to another level, son.
Yup, sure do.
I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with you, Freeze.
Hey, listen.
You standing your civilianism.
You damn
That shit, Freeze. Come on, you know your family. You have some family members in the penitentiary, Freeze. Imagine if somebody keep doing that to them. Like, think about
now. Imagine somebody what happened to her happened to my sister or something like that, though. Since you want to take that angle, imagine the victim being your family member.
You're right. Then you got me.
And then how you want to do it.
Well, let me tell you something. No, I'm gonna tell you right now. You be a fool. Because you still be a fool. Because you sitting here constantly bringing something up. They not dying in jail. I don't know why you don't understand that. So, number one, you an idiot because you're basically putting yourself in harm's way. Freeze. Let's say you got family members. Let's say you got kids. And if they know you a problem, what you do is you put people in situations where they don't care if they live or die. And that's some of the most dangerous people you can deal with. And so you want to talk about your sister or you want to talk about your family member. Let me tell you something. Megan Thee Stallion's a bad person. So if your sister's like Megan, she's a bad person. This is a chick that has slept with multiple people. You playing. And really she need to be worrying about other women getting at her. You playing. So, I mean, you can say that, but Freeze is a goofy. for this. I'm just, I don't even, look, man, I'm not like a particular Tory Lanez fan like that anyway, but Frieza's goofy. Because at the end of the day, if your sister, this isn't some random act of violence. This is not that type of situation. This ain't a situation where Tory Lanez was beating on her or something like that. If he really wanted to shoot her, she would have been shot. So he wouldn't have just shot her in the foot. Let's stop playing games like what this was. So, man.
How you want them to proceed.
But then I will respond differently from you. Like, yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now, anybody, my family member, you better not antagonize somebody that you already got convicted on and paid. You better not do that. Because what you doing now is you're dragging everybody, the whole family into it. Because now we got to protect you because you playing on some immature stuff with somebody that might get out, that is going to eventually get out of jail. So now we got to waste energy on people we love, that we birthed or whatever, because we're trying to protect you because you want to play games. On some situation, and I'm going to keep it real with you. If Tory Lanez is really that bad of a guy, I would have said straight up, I don't want you around him anyway. But no, you want to do what you want to do. And then that's how we got here. But see, that's what people don't want to talk about. People want to act like these chicks are just, Megan Thee Stallion is not some damsel in distress. I refuse to treat her like that. Let's just call that what it is. There's a reason why the other person that was there did not refuse to tell. Isn't it like even the driver? Stop it.
You're right. The right way would be to, I mean, because we do see families, even when niggas is on death row and like we do, or up for parole, we do see families years later still go to the meetings. So I guess, but I just feel like that story has so.
No, this is not that though. We talking about somebody that you talking about death row. What are you talking about? Megan Thee Stallion's walking, living her best life. This is not that type of situation. So to even compare that is goofy.
So many holes in it. And is what side
you agree, but you saying that. I mean, the truth is, this ain't even smart for her because she got to sustain. First of all, let's keep it real. Megan Thee Stallion has a sustained, and this video is going way longer than I wanted it to go. But Megan Thee Stallion has a very much a sustained, like 50%, and I'm being nice, 50% of people that do not like her, that's on Team Tory Lanez's side. That's number one. Number two, a lot of these artists are not messing with her because they don't want to be associated. Because I'm gonna keep it real, I don't think it went down like what she said, and I think they understand that and they don't want to mess with her. Like, that's facts. Show me the people that's other, like the big artists that can really guarantee make whatever she did a hit. Ain't nobody messing with her like that. So the fact of the matter is, you kind of won, but you kind of lost. Because what you expected to get out of it, being this victim, being paraded everywhere, people saying, oh, this is Meg, you ain't got that. You haven't. And basically, you got a clock. You got a clock on you. Because eventually, he's getting out. And when he gets out, he's going to have he didn't snitch. He did his time. Took it like a man. That's that. He ain't obviously Tupac, but that's that. Dudes rarely remember when T.I. got out of jail. When a lot of dudes get out of jail, if they actually still can make good music, come on. So she pretty much put a clock on her head. And the older she gets, the more weaker she's gonna be. The longer she goes and she don't make good music, the more stale people gonna be on her. And she ain't gonna be able to really fight back because all she gonna say, you shot me and you did time. And this is the hip hop industry. It don't even matter. Because then you're going to lose public opinion.
You stand, I just feel like she should just leave it alone.
Sometimes in the streets, I'm not talking about Meg. Sometimes in the streets, you leave the person alone that shot you.
You can't say that. This nigga's crazy.
Yeah. Because what's not being said is what I just said. I'm not even talking about, Tory Lanez ain't going to do nothing to her physically. But what is going to happen is she gonna wish he did something to her physically because of how bad it's gonna be musically. Megan is going to have, I don't care what they say she can't say about her. Anything he says, people are gonna automatically draw conclusions. Tory Lanez is a gifted freestyler. Tory Lanez is a gifted writer. You can create enough separation, and what can she really? And here's another thing: the worst he can do the worst thing that could happen to him is she says she violated a restraining order, and he goes back to jail for how long because of that, over words, or she can sue, like, for real. That's gonna make her look stupid. Like, the court of public opinion, that's gonna make, and I'm telling you, Torey might go after Jay-Z too, and there's a lot of people that don't like Jay-Z. There's a lot, and he's sitting there, man.
What? You do well. You leave.
Sometimes you know that nigga that's 4 blocks up that shot the shit out of you over there.
Or you can act like you're gonna snitch and get paid. Y'all gonna tell, nigga.
Meg's not a street.
I go tell.
That's why I said I'm not talking about.
Hey, yo,
Meg acts like one though. Meg likes to fight. Meg's a drunkard. Let's stop playing games. There's a lot of women that don't like Meg.
Hey,
Okay.
yo, Ish, how much,
I'm not talking about.
yo, Ish, how much niggas pay
I
that?
totally understand that big ass.
Yeah, but we know that, like,
that's the
niggas
game.
put that's the game. You put the sauce on it.
We put the ketchup on the
You
spaghetti
put
sauce.
the sauce on
Got
it. You got to do that. Oh, I'm in fear of my life every day, and I wake up with I have nightmares every night, reliving that over and over and over. I'm traumatized forever. You got to do that.
I feel like none of the entertainers have songs hot enough for me to care about what they're doing.
Right now, right?
Yeah,
sure, I know.
right this second, it's just dry out there.
Yeah, so I mean, and unfortunately, I'm going to cut a lot of this because they cussing and stuff. So that's going to be fun. But anyway, you know, on my final note, first of all, Freeze, you gave her horrible advice, because what you not counting on is the fact is what that album about to do. This dude got nothing but time in order to come up with a way to go at her without going at her. His side of the story, which, by the way, he never really told. And so all of this stuff is being pent up. You know, a lot of people are anticipating this. And a lot of people are really tired of Meghan. People are giving the politically correct stuff to say Meghan has her quote unquote stands, but folks know, like, her, it's been obvious. And as you see more people come up, like Glorilla and other female rappers that seem to have a little bit of sustainability, if she tries to, like, mess with them, then people gonna have to make a decision. See, you notice that Meg likes to keep it always against men, because that's when people is gonna side with her just to side with a black woman. But if she starts popping off on other females, as they start encroaching, she'll leave Cardi alone, but encroaching into her territory, or it start looking like a Glorilla might replace her, because she seems to be getting a lot of attention. I'm not a fan of Glorilla, but she's getting attention, and she is sustained herself a little bit, because again, Meghan is 29. I'm telling you, it's a different calculation. And so maybe it's just me, maybe I'm biased. So let me know what you think. Do you think Megan Thee Stallion is a bad person? Do you think Tory Lanez did it? What do you think about this play-by-play that you just saw? I do play-by-plays when it calls for it. Everybody Hates Black Men play-by-play edition. Do you agree with me and you think that album is going to be sick when it comes out? Do you think Tory Lanez is going to be deported? Keep in mind, he's from Canada, so it ain't like he can't release that album. Let me know what you think. If you got this far in the video, I do appreciate it. This is a longer one than what I generally put out. And I wanted to get to this one since it was confirmed she had the restraining order. And like I said, I did not think about it until I'm recording this, that she might be trying to muffle him in order, because she knows kind of her career is going to be over. Because I personally think she know what happened, and I think what she said happened is not what happened. And putting a black man in jail for something he did not do, and Tory ain't got to prove that in court. Tory just got to get that in public opinion, because once the court case is a court case, and once people have done their time, that's really it. So Jay-Z is obviously not having the funnest time. So Megan Thee Stallion could be in kind of a low-key Young Miami situation. So now let me know what you think. Make sure you check in with a like. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you're already subscribed, or if you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Click on the links. And as always, this is Edward signing off. Peace.